Yo, what is up guys? Del Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, this weekend, there is a card that goes down in Astana, Kazakhstan, headlined by Janibek Alimkhanuli. He's defending his unified middleweight titles against a guy I've never heard of, who's unbeaten at 14-0. Not here to talk about the main event because not really interested, to tell you the truth. What I do want to talk about, however, is the return of Bakhodir Jalolov. Of course, Jalalov is a heavyweight who is a two-time Olympic gold medalist, making him one of the most successful Olympic super heavyweights of all time, by the way. Two-time Olympic gold medalist, great amateur pedigree, etc. And a fighter in which many of us, I guess I would say on the hardcore boxing scene, whatever that means, have been talking about this dude for a long time. I've been talking about this guy since, well, prior to Tokyo 2021. Of course, he won gold at 2021 and he won gold at Paris 2024. But, you know, the guy's been a pro also in tandem with his amateur career. Jalalov turned pro all the way back in 2018, 7 years ago, and he's amassed a record of 14-0. All of 14, by the way, coming by way of knockout. And I have found, as a pro boxing fan, I found Jalalov very frustrating. Sick of waiting for this guy to take his professional career seriously. And he's now hit 30 years old, obviously a two-time gold medalist. Surely now it's time for this guy to really step through the gears and be fast-tracked. You know, he's already got a 14-0 record. So now there's no fucking around with this guy, surely. He's fighting on this card. He's fighting a guy called Ihor Shevadutsky, who is a Ukrainian fighter who's 12 wins and 2 defeats. I have seen Shevadutsky fight a couple of times before. I remember when he fought Bakhodir over in Poland, I think it was. He got stopped by Bakhodir in 3 rounds. He also went the distance with an old Kubrat Pulev in 2024. And yeah, Shevadutsky is a very crude fighter. He's 6'3", he's very pudgy, he's overweight. He's like a tough man kind of thing, you know? He's that sort of heavyweight. He can take a few shots, but doesn't have any speed, doesn't have any power, just a bit of a punching bag, to tell you the truth. You know, he kind of resembles Homer Simpson. You know when Homer fought Drederick Tatum for the heavyweight title, and his game plan basically was to eat shots, no defense, basically to tire his opponent out. That is basically Shevadutsky's style. He also looks like Homer Simpson as well, some fat bald guy. So, yeah, it's not a great opponent at all. Fair enough, it's Jalalov's first fight back as a pro, first fight since his second Olympic medal. So I'll forgive him for this one. But after that, after this fight, which he will win, he has to be going through the levels. You know, I believe he's got a co-promotional deal with Top Rank. So, listen, they should be able to acquire him some decent learning, some decent step-up fights. You know, and yeah, I mean, what else can I say about this dude? What else can I say? After this fight, chuck him in there with, I don't know, maybe even a Tony Yoka, just for name value, and it is a step up. Another fight that could make sense would be Ivan Dichko. Ivan Dichko was a very good amateur as well back in the day, but his pro career really hasn't got going. He has a master record of 14-0. I think Ivan Dichko would be a decent next opponent for Jalalov. You know, there are names out there. A Jermaine Franklin would be a good step up. These are the sort of names I want to see Jalalov in there with next. Even a guy like a Huey Fury. Somebody along those lines, because he has to be making a push now. He needs to be getting in the rankings. He needs to be getting himself in a position to where, you know, we're thinking about world level fights, but he's nowhere close yet. And there's no need now to be cautious with this guy. He's done all he can in the amateurs. He's 30 years old. It's time to get a move on. Obviously, has to look good this weekend. You know, he needs to take care of Ihor Shevadutsky. And I expect he will do, and I expect he will do it in good fashion. But yeah, once he does that, we need to start thinking about getting this guy in there with contenders. You know, maybe a fringe contender next, like a Huey Fury, like I was saying, like a Jermaine Franklin. And then after that, you need to be fighting guys who are top 10 ranked in the governing bodies. That's what I want to see from this guy. I do have doubts about Jalalov. He had a great style for the amateurs. 6'7", southpaw, very good feet, good jab of course, good straight left hand. He does all the tall man stuff very well. But I'm not convinced about his chin for one. I have seen him hurt in an early pro fight. That fight was in Mexico, I believe. So yeah, I'm not convinced by his chin. I'm not convinced by his gas tank over a long fight, and I'm not convinced by his ability to handle pressure. What I mean by pressure, I mean like pressure fighters, guys who can try and put it on him and make it rough. We saw him struggle with that sort of style when he fought Joe Joyce in the amateurs, and I wonder if that's going to rear its ugly head in the pros. He's kind of got that amateur style now down pat, so he's been able to dominate these guys in recent years. But how's he going to do against a big, horrible, rugged heavyweight who's on his chest, who's trying to bang to the body, who's making it rough? He kind of strikes me as the type of guy who can be got to. So do you know what I mean? So that, I do have questions over Jalalov. I do. Maybe there's a reason why the matchmaking has been so slow. Again, I know he's been fighting in the amateurs as well, and maybe he doesn't want to jeopardize that. I get it. But, you know, this is a weak opponent to come back to, man. It really is. So, listen, get this one out of the way. I want to see this guy move. I want to see this guy move through the levels, and we'll see how good this guy is. He has a lot of talent. He has skills. I'm not convinced he's got the toughness. That's what I'm kind of doubting about this guy, is the toughness. It's the mental resilience, the chin, etc., the gas tank, etc. That's what I'm doubting. He has skills, though. He has skills, and he has power as well. 6'7" southpaw, that alone can take him a long way. We shall see. I'm going to be intrigued to see how he's moved in the next 12 months. We shall see. I've got a feeling I'm going to be disappointed, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.